Hey, yo, what is y'all doing this lovely Thursday? I gotta think what day it is. Thursday afternoon. Technically at evening, actually. What is everybody doing today? For everybody that's coming in, welcome in. How are y'all doing this lovely day? And I'm just doing a quick something real quick. I ain't really doing nothing much. I'm sitting here working on a baby blanket, but give me a second and I'll show y'all. So, my son had asked me to work on another blanket, so that's what I'm working on now. Hi, Judy. How are you this lovely Thursday? My son had asked me to start him another blanket. Thank you. And he asked me to do the colors of black and white. Because the one that I originally made him was all gray, and he outgrew it. So I'm making him a black and white one. Those are the colors that he chose, and that's the colors I'm going to be using. So why not? I got the yarn for it, so. And I started this last night and worked on it a little bit today. And this is how far I got. So, and today I'm outside doing my live. Because it's much, the sun's starting to go down, so I'm like, why not? Hey, Dawn, how are you this lovely Thursday? And then after this, I am doing my nephew a blanket, but I have to wait until he comes over to the house to pick the colors of yarn that he wants. So, good. And I'm glad everybody's happy this lovely Thursday. And a little bit of update. My husband is home. He's doing fine. He's taking a nap right now. So, um, because when my nephew comes over this weekend, I think it's this weekend or next weekend that he's coming over, that he wants me to make him a blanket, but I have to wait until he comes over to pick out the colors I want that he wants. And I'm doing good. And I'm doing really, really good. Miss Dawn, I do not blame you. Because I just got done making dinner for everybody. So I'm going to go and wake him up about 6 o'clock so he can get up and eat. Hey, best friend. Thank you. And I haven't made. This is the first time I made a blanket in three, about 2 to 3 years. The last blanket I made was for my husband, and that was in the colors of black, gray, and purple. Those are three colors I use. Black, gray, and purple. And the blanket before that was black and purple because I had so much black and so much purple, more than any other color I got. So I wound up using a majority of both. Me personally, I don't mind doing blankets. And like, it all depends also too with me. It's like, even though it's time consuming, but it's worth it. It's something mindless. It's something that I can do all day, every day. And then there are some patterns that I'm sitting there like, how am I supposed to do this? Because when I did my husband's blanket, it took me a month to do. I think a month to a month and a half when I did his blanket. But you gotta also realize I do work full time. That's the reason why. And like, I do try to look for like easy um patterns to do that takes up no time and something easy to do. And making blankets is one of the patterns I do enjoy doing. There's a bird over here in my garden. If I didn't work as much as I do, it would probably take me about like 3 weeks to do an entire blanket if I didn't work. But since I work, that's the reason why it takes me so long. Mm. I don't know what I'm doing with my scraps yet. I got so many scrap balls it ain't even funny. Just from this past year alone. Kelly! Just from this past year alone, I got so many scrap balls that I don't know what to do with them yet. I'm thinking about turning them into like pot holders or something like that, but I'm not too sure what I want to do with them. Or if I want to, it's either one or two. Make something out my scraps, or do a swap with somebody with my scraps. But I'm not too sure. I'm still debating. Thank you, Dawn. I know what you meant. I ain't gonna. I'm sitting there now because of the way even though I'm outside, the way the sun is hitting. Normally, I would sit over in this direction to my left, but the way the sun is hitting, I don't got time, and part of my tree is blocking some of the sun. So I was like, why not sit in the corner? Ooh, these flies is getting on my nerves. Hey Zola, how are you this lovely Thursday evening slash afternoon? How's your mom doing? Good. Yeah, I just got done making dinner myself before I came on. I wound up making chicken and rice tonight for dinner. Hey Bree, how are you doing this lovely afternoon? Oh my goodness. How did she manage to do that? Hey Mater, how are you doing this lovely Thursday afternoon? I really haven't had, and I wound up making fried chicken and rice, and thank goodness I have a rice cooker. Like I could cook my rice on the stove, but I'm like I'm kind of lazy a little bit, so I wound up using my rice cooker to make the rice. Ooh, don't feel bad. I still gotta get my car fixed, so oh crap, I messed up. Now I have to take out some of out a whole row and a half so I can fix it, and I'm mad about that. Oh my goodness, yes it does. Like I try to use, like, don't get me wrong, I could do my rice on the stove, but sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to cook on the stove because like right now the way the weather is, it's like during the day it's super hot, but early morning, late night, I be freezing. It's so bad to the point like I don't really like wearing socks to bed, but I'm wearing socks to bed. That's how bad it is. Girl, you better, if I was you, call the doctor's office and see if she left them there. But sometimes that when I leave stuff, I have to call the doctor's office to see if I left them there, especially after a doctor's appointment. Or if I was you, since it's like after office hours, but call tomorrow morning and see if she left them. I am machine a blanket. My son asked me to make him another blanket because the one that he outgrew the one that he had. So he asked me to make him another one, so that's what I'm making. And he asked for the colors of black and white. And I had messed up somewhere, so I am looking back to see where I messed up at. Okay, I fixed the problem because I had to take out a row. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Because I know, like, the last time I went to a doctor's appointment, I took my son and left my ID at the doctor's office. I was, like, really upset. Because the one I made him about 3 years ago, he outgrew. So I was like, he was like, Mom, can I get another blanket? So I was like, all right, dang it. I really wasn't planning on making another one no time soon. But since he's my child, I decided to make him another one. I was like, why not? So I was like, okay, I'll make you another blanket. And he literally went in there and asked for black and white. Two colors that I'm very low on. Black and white, I'm very low on those two colors. And I'm like, Lord, because I really don't buy a lot of white or get a lot of black. I normally keep them those specifically colors just in case if I need them use them for like a border or a certain project or what. And I normally have at least maybe two or three of each. But I'm like, dude, really? All colors that I have, white, black, and white, and you know I only have like at least two or three of each. All colors. Well, I'm like, oh well. He's my child, why not? So I'm like, I'm here making him a blanket out of black and white. But here we is. So I'm not lying. Like in my stash, I normally keep two or three of black or and white. Normally three each, because I normally don't buy a lot of black or white. And he asked for the two colors that I don't keep in my stash. And I'm like, really, bro? We're like, really? That's why I'm looking at him like, really? You want to ask for two colors that I don't keep a lot of? I can see if it was a red. I can see if it was a blue or purple. I can see if it was like an orange or something like that. Cool. I don't keep a lot of black. I don't keep a lot of white. I just have it just in case if I need it. I already made her. But he specifically asked for white and black. And I'm like, dude, like, really? And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, the two colors that I normally don't keep a lot of, I keep it just in case of backup for certain projects. Certain projects. Because there are certain projects that I do use black for, and there are certain projects that I use white for. And I'm like, dude, like, really? You lucky I like you to use all my black and white. You lucky I love you. Because I would not be doing this. He specifically asked me for black and white. And then on top of that, I still have to make a black and yellow hat. So I have to go out to the store this week to buy more black for a hat that I have to make. I have the yellow, but not the black that my son decided to ask me for. So yes, I have to go and buy more black to make this black and yellow hat that my husband asked me to make for the football season. So I'm like, that be like that sometimes. I'm like that every morning. I'm like that almost every morning. It's either my local Walmart or one of my two Joanne's. Hey, Crystal. I can get it at my one Joanne's that's about 10 minutes away from my house, or I can drive about maybe, I think it's 15 minutes away from my house to the other Joanne's, but I'm probably going to go to the one that's 10 minutes away to get the black. Either Walmart or Joanne's. Because, like, even though there's a Hobby Lobby Joanne and the Joanne's in the same plaza as my other one is, but my Michael's is probably, because, like, where I live at is a very big city. Very big city. In the state that I live at. And by car from where I live at, it's like a 45-minute drive to the other side of town to get to my Michael's. And in that area, the only thing that they get over there is Michael's and Hobby Lobby. And then where my one Joanne's is at, they have a Hobby Lobby and a Joanne's and a Michael's. But where the area I live in, they have a Walmart and a Joanne's. That's it. And that's another reason why, like, y'all always heard me talk about Joanne's, because I live closer to a Joanne's. And also, I live closer to a Walmart, too. So that's why y'all always hear me talking about Walmart Joanne's, compared to a Michael's and Hobby Lobby, because it's so in fact by car. And the city I live in is one of the biggest cities in Pennsylvania. And it's like, because of that, by car, to get from where I live at to the other side of town, it takes about 45 minutes. From where I live at to the other side of town. But I think, man, yeah, it's like, even though, like, because where I live at in PA, is towards, I live closer to West Virginia. Because from where I live at, it's like, and I know I talked about this before, I live exactly an hour away from Ohio, an hour away from West Virginia. Exactly. But from, and like, because I kind of live in the suburbs of where I live at in PA, and the city I live in is like one of the biggest cities in PA. Because I think it is number two or three biggest cities in PA. I could be wrong, but I think it's number two or three, one or the other, of the biggest cities in PA, of where I live at. And from where I live, it takes about 45 minutes from to get to the other side of town to get to my closest Michael's. And right now in the city, hi China. And like right now, we used to have like three malls. One closed down, And now we only have like two malls, Robinson Mall and Monroeville Mall. It's the only two malls that we have. And I live closer to the Robertson Mall compared to the Monroeville Mall because the Monroeville Mall is like an hour away. So it's like, eh. And I wish my Walmart was 4 blocks away from you. My closest Walmart is like to get to my closest Walmart is like about a foot, maybe a half an hour walk, because this is a little bit over a mile. By car, 5 minutes. Like my Dollar Tree is about the same distance, but it's like wait a minute, 1, 2, 3. My Dollar Tree is like 6 blocks. It takes me about like 5 minutes. Hey, sis Angela. And the thing is, like my Dollar Tree, I have two Dollar Trees. One on foot if I decide to walk without driving, because I'm like I don't believe in wasting gas, so I will walk. So that takes me about like 5 minutes to get there, especially if I live that close. So what's the point of wasting gas? Especially the way the gas prices are nowadays. I don't got time to be wasting gas. So I'll walk to, if it's close, I'll walk to it. Because I have a Dollar Tree and an Oldies in the same area, which is like 5 minutes away. I have a gas station about the same distance the opposite way. That's like 5 minutes. So if I don't have to drive, I won't drive. I will literally walk there and back. Because I feel like, and especially like gas prices is damn, where I live at right now is like damn near $5 a gallon. So I'm like, what's the point? And that's another reason like why I do walk to work a lot in the mornings, because I live so close to my job. So I walk to work and walk home because I live so close to my job. Like, why waste gas and I live so close to my job? My skin is, yes, because like where I used to work at, it was like cheaper for me to catch the bus. Oh, I did dinner early tonight. Hey Ray, how are you doing, baby? 'Cause, like where I used to work at, I literally had to drive back and forth to work where I used to be at, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I hate it. And where have you been at, Miss Ray of Sunshine? I missed you. How are you doing? I missed you, Miss Ray. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well and everything else. I hope everything's fine. I hope everything's okay. If so, I love you. I hope everything's going good with you. I don't blame you. I honestly don't blame you for that. I honestly do not blame you for the detox. I did I did that about a month ago. And thank you, Zola. And I do not blame you for taking a detox because everybody needs a detox from YouTube sometimes. I did it, and I know several people here did it. I honestly don't blame you at all. And I'm just happy that you are here, and I'm happy that everything is like well. I'm happy for that. Right now it's like kind of hot, and that's the reason why I didn't start crocheting yet. So I started to, and I was like, nope. Because for some reason it's like super hot right now. Oh, I'm so sorry, Zola. I mean, Ray, I'm so sorry, Ray. I'm so sorry, Ray. And I understand too, because the month of October, y'all will not see me as much due to the fact you're welcome, Zola. Due to the fact that around Halloween is the anniversary of my grandmother's passing next month. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to deal with her passing next month. And it's just like It will be exactly 22 years next month since my grandmother had passed next month. So this happens every year. The closer to her anniversary of passing, it never fails. And over time, and thank you, Zola. And like over time, and like I understand where Ray's coming from, and then I understand like wholeheartedly of like situations and people that you're close to passing, and it hits hard every single year. It does. I'm not gonna lie about it. It hits me every year. Even though, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, even though I sit here and put a smile on my face and pretend that everything's fine, which I do, but in reality, I'm sitting here like, oh Lord, I don't know what to do. I get it. I honestly still get it, and I understand. So it's like, and for people that have anniversaries coming up, for people that pass that's close to them, you're welcome. I get it. I honestly understand because I know, like last year, when around the time that my grandmother's anniversary passed, and I know I was still doing YouTube or whatever, I went MIA for about like 3 4 days because that I know how it affected me, and I tried to fake it. I really did, but I literally broke down and like remind you, all my grandparents is gone from both my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family. All my grandparents is gone, and the last one to pass away was my grandfather from my dad's side. It was the last one that passed away about, I'm going to say, at least a year and a half ago. So it was just like, I understand it. I honestly understand like what it's like to feel upset and stuff like that. And I try not to show it, but it's like, Lord, Mater, I do not blame you at all. So I understand because what my grandfather, my grandmother had passed away about almost 22 years ago. This is from my mother's side. My mother's side, my grandmother passed away about 22 years ago. My grandfather passed away in 2008. And then my grandmother from my dad's side passed away in 2009. And then my grandfather, he passed away. This is from my dad's side. He passed away about a little bit over 5 years ago. A little bit over 5 years ago. And then during that time, the same year, my I will say, I think the same year or the year after, my uncle had passed away. Maybe the same year or the year after. I can't remember. I can't keep track anymore. And then about 2 years ago, my one aunt had passed away. And then before she passed away, one of my other aunts from my dad's side had passed away like a few months before then. So like for like 3 years, it was just nothing but passing for like 3 years. It was like right after each other, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't know how to react or take it. What, I don't know, but I will be okay. So let's change the subject before I start crying because I do have an ugly cry, and I don't like crying. So I really do have an ugly cry, and I don't like crying, and my cry is like really ugly. So let's please change the subject. And on top of that, my cheeks are kind of looking kind of voluptuous. I don't got time for my ugly cries going on right now. I become very, according to my son, I look like a hyena when I cry. And I don't want to look like that. So, lovely faces. But how is everyone doing? Aww. And I have one. I have one child, but I also do take care of everybody else's children too. So, alright. And Zola, I do have one child, but I do take care of pretty much everybody else's children too, from nieces and nephews to my son's friends to neighbors' kids. For some reason, everybody want to come to my house. I don't know why, but I take care of them like they my own. I pretty much take care of everybody's children, and everybody comes to my house. They eat, and they shower. Sometimes they leave out with bags of food. I'm like, I don't know what it is about my house, but they congregate to my house. And I'm not going, and my belief is I never turn down a child, even though I'm like, why is all these kids at my house? I don't know why, but they are at my house, but I'm not going to turn them down. I'm like, I'm the type of person that if a child's hungry and they come to my house and say they're hungry, just go in the kitchen and get something to eat. And I only have the one. But everybody comes here, they eat, they sleep at my house. I pretty much have everybody's kids. I don't care how, like, the most I would have in my house as far as kids related is maybe, I think the most I had, I think it was like 25 kids at the most in my house. At one point, at the most, at one point, I had at least 25 in my house. And I swear the next morning I woke up, my refrigerator was empty, my pantry was empty, and I'm like, dang. Which I didn't care, but they knew not to touch my yogurt, though. All the kids knew not to touch my yogurt because I love me some yogurt. I love me some yogurt. Don't touch my yogurt. That's the only thing I asked them not to do is touch my yogurt. Don't touch my yogurt. But y'all can have anything else that's in my fridge or my pantry. Just don't touch my yogurt. Then that's where I catch attitude at. Don't. That's why I'm like, that's when they gonna hear my mouth. Don't touch my yogurt. I love me some yogurt. I love yogurt. I don't care what these kids have in my house. Just don't touch my yogurt. I don't care if you a 1 year old to a 20-year old. Don't touch my yogurt. I love me some yogurt. I would eat that all day and every day. Don't touch my yogurt. Anything else, I don't care what y'all have. Y'all can eat all the cereal y'all want. Y'all can have all the popcorn, the granola bars. I don't care. Just don't touch my yogurt. That's all I ask. And like pretty much everybody, like it's like this every single weekend. Yes, Mozilla yogurt. Don't touch my yogurt. I heard the same thing, but I've been eating yogurt since I was a kid. Cause like I really can't do dairy all that much, so the only thing that can settle on my stomach is yogurt and cheese. If I try to drink milk, it's a different story. It's either coming out this way or the other way. I love yogurt. I even take it to work to eat for lunch because like when I'm at work, I really can't eat like the eggs there because the eggs are like processed a little bit. Not really. Sometimes I eat the Greek yogurt. Sometimes I eat the play yogurt. It's either one of those two I normally eat. And it was a yogurt that I never had. I won't try it because I never had it. I pretty much eat any yogurt, but if I never heard of it, I won't touch it. Because I'm real skeptical on yogurt and certain foods because of the way certain food sits on my stomach, and certain foods make my stomach upset. So it's either coming out one or two ends. So I'm real skeptical on what brand and foods I eat. Ooh, have you ever tried the banana flavor yogurt? Oh yeah, that's right. Like my thing is like certain foods don't really sit well with me, so like I try to avoid certain foods because of my like I'm not allergic to anything. I'm not allergic to nothing. But if anything that's I want to give you an example. Processed eggs. I cannot eat processed eggs because every time I eat processed eggs, it either I become constipated or I wind up having the runs or throwing up. So I cannot do processed eggs. I at all. Period. Point blank. Me and processed eggs is like not the best of friends. So I try to avoid processed eggs as much as I can. And like where I work at, we sell a lot of processed eggs. And a lot of people be like, why don't you eat the eggs here? And I'm like, it messes up my stomach. And I refuse, and it makes me sick. Because anything like that makes my stomach, and it makes me sick as a dog. And I don't want to be sick. So I'm like, eee. The only thing I normally eat at work, because we do make bagels. We do make bagels. We do make sausage and stuff like that. Oh yeah, processed eggs do exist. Like I'm going to give you a prime example. If you ever go to a McDonald's, right, and you order the egg that comes on a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle, that particular egg is processed egg. That is a processed egg that you're eating on a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. So that, and I can't do processed eggs because of the fact of what they put in there, and it messes with my stomach. So I try to avoid it as much as possible. That's the whole reason why, I used to work at McDonald's. I used to work at McDonald's for about 10 years. The only thing that is real egg there, or the eggs that comes on a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. That's the only egg that's actually not processed. But yes, like that, the eggs that comes on a sausage, egg McMuffin at McDonald's. That's the only egg that's not processed. But the scrambled egg and the other egg that comes on the folded egg that comes on a sausage, egg McGriddle, are processed. So if I was you, if you go to McDonald's, ask for a scrambled egg, not the scrambled egg, but the a round egg. And the round egg is an actual egg that um is actually like a raw egg. You're welcome. Yeah, like if you like say for like if somebody asks for or whatever, because I used to work there at McDonald's for like 10 years before I left, and the round egg that came on the sausage, egg, and cheese is the only raw egg, but the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle and the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, that is a processed egg. And like say if you ask for a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle, right? Ask them to sub it out for the round egg because of the fact that the eggs that they put on the biscuit and the McGriddles are processed eggs. I'm sorry, McDonald's, that I threw that out there, but I'd let my friends know. I'd let my friends know what it is. I always ask for a round egg because of that particular reason. Because the round eggs are actually actual eggs that's actually cooked. And I worked there for about 10 years. You're welcome. Because even like the scrambled eggs, they so called say it's eggs, but it's processed eggs. And I worked there for about like 10 years before I actually left. And they going to say that it's not I already know they going to say that it's not processed, but I worked there for 10 years. I already know. I'm like, how can you tell somebody that didn't work there for so long and that don't know the ins and outs of working for the company? But hold that thought. My husband is calling me real quick. Okay, I'm back. My husband's actually at home, and he called me, asked me to help him with something. But he came home from the hospital about 2 days ago. So it's just like real picky. Cause like, but it was just like every time I eat anything processed, it was like, ugh. And I know a lot of people across the world have these stomach issues, and doctors even said that they don't know why it's like that, but where a lot of people across the world that have these stomach issues with processed foods. But I think what it is with me, I'm so used to eating fresh fresh fruits. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But speaking of that, that's the reason why I really haven't like been around until recently, because of my husband's health and stuff like that. I've been trying to deal with him. That's the reason why I really been like in and out of people's lives. I'll pop in, say hi, then leave the past couple of days. I just wanted to leave my thumbprint on everybody and stuff like that, where people, I just wanted to let everybody know I'm still around, I'm still alive. But because of what's going on with my husband, his health, plus me working all day and stuff like that, that's another reason why I really haven't been around as much this past, I want to say, week. And normally I come on Saturdays, but that's the whole reason why I haven't came on Thursdays. I mean Saturdays, sorry, because normally Saturdays are my main day off. So the past two, I don't know. I know this Saturday because of my husband's health, I didn't come on at all. Last Saturday, I came on, but I kept it short. I kept it very short the Saturday before. I think I had left it at like maybe an hour. I think I kept it at an hour the Saturday before. I think I kept it an hour to a little bit over an hour. I can't remember, but I know it was one of the two. I keep my lives be running all together with everything else. But I did do one the other day, my morning walk on my way to work. And I had mentioned the fact of everybody, men and women, of taking a lead for his mental health. Because I feel that everybody, men and women, should at least take an hour or two to themselves to collect themselves from everything from life, children, spouses, um, work related, whatever the case may be. Everybody need at least a mental health session to themselves to dedoc what's the word I can detox detox from everything in life and what's going on in their lives. Because I feel like if a person doesn't detox from mentally from everything that's going on in their lives, it's going to drive a person crazy. I'm not going to lie. So everybody needs to take time out mentally, men, women, children, wherever the case may be, to themselves to get themselves together. Because you never know what a person might be going through. Like, for example, me, I'm going through a lot. So I take time out for myself each day to collect my thoughts, to collect myself before I have like a mental breakdown. And I feel like everybody needs that, regardless of their circumstances. Because you never know what a person might be going through. And I tell everybody, regardless of age, take a little bit of time out for yourself and recuperate. Get your thoughts and yourself together before you do anything, even before you start your day. Because, like with me, before I go to work, and I know for a fact that some of the people I work with is not my cup of tea. I'm not going to lie. So I sit there outside my job for about a good 15 minutes and collect my thoughts and my mental health to deal with. Because I never know what I'm going to deal with each day. I honestly don't know. But to mentally prepare myself, I sit outside my job every day for about 10 or 15 minutes and ask God, like, look, I don't know what you got in store for me today, but please help me deal with the day. And I do the same thing at home when I'm at home. When I'm cooking, with me cooking is my safe place. That's how I collect my thoughts when I'm cooking every night for dinner. Because if I don't collect my thoughts and my mental health and my thoughts, I don't want to be an upset person and be like angry all the time. And I feel like everybody, regardless men or women, and children, should at least take time out of their day to sit down and take time for themselves. And that's how I feel. Like everybody should take time at least each day to themselves to collect their thoughts and talk to God or whatever they believe in or whatever. And just sit there and be like, look, and I know everybody ain't in the right place. I know that. But at the same time, it's a way to mentally collect yourself. Take time out for yourself at least an hour a day from everything, from family, work, children, spouses. At least take an hour a day to yourself to work on yourself. And I do that pretty much every day. And like say for example, I was off today, right? From work. And I knew my husband had to go to a doctor's appointment this morning. And I was going to go with him. So I woke up 2 hours before he got up to mentally prepare myself for the day and to help myself. get mentally prepared for the day. And that's my advice for everybody that's here and anybody that's in the world, men, women, and children. Take at least an hour for your day out through the day to get yourself mentally prepared for whatever you're going through. Because sometimes mental health can cause a lot of stress and a lot of health issues inside the body. So that is my best advice to tell you. Take time out for yourself in order to deal with others. That is honestly my best advice. Because if you don't, you gonna wind up killing yourself from stress. Take time out for yourself to process things. Take time out for yourself to deal with what you're going in life. Take time out for you. And with me, I work full time. I have a husband. I also have children. But for myself, if I don't take that at least hour for myself each day and a couple minutes before I go to work, I will lose my mind. And I say that for everybody. I don't know what each and every person may go through. I don't know because everybody has different situations from what I go through. But take that time out for yourself. I don't care if you're talking to God, writing in a journal. Sometimes some people talk to themselves. That's good. Take that time out for you because you never know what might happen. And I know, like with Zola, she's in a similar situation with her mom dying with my husband. But it's just like I need that little bit of time to myself each day. I don't care if it's 10 or 15 minutes. I don't care if it's an hour. Take that time out for yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to wind up losing your mind. And I said this in my, I was doing my morning walk a couple days ago on my way to work. I think it was Tuesday when I had mentioned in my morning walk to work about taking mental health, like, seriously, and to detox from everything. Because, like, especially at my job, I deal with a lot of BS at my job. And normally I'm on for about like 15, 20 minutes. I normally am. But because of the people I work with, I have to deal deal with that. Hold on 1 second, my son's calling. And hey, Lydia, I didn't see you coming in. Sorry about that. There, my son had called. He's going to. He went from the park. He just wanted to let me know that he was going from the park to his friend's house. But anyways, like I always say, everybody take their time out for themselves each day, regardless of the situation, of what they're going through. Because sometimes that people, I know a lot of people I know, due to the fact that I lost close friends of mine from suicide and overdosing and stuff like that over the years because of their mental health. So, for everybody that's here, please take time out for yourself each day or whenever you get a chance, once a week, once a month. I don't care. Take time out for yourself. That's all I'm asking. Take time out for yourself for your mental health. That's all I'm asking. And Lydia, try taking a bath in Epsom salt. You're welcome, Zola. Because when I was sick, I had took a bath in Epsom salt and cleared up majority of it. Took all my pains and aches away. And you can actually buy it at the dollar store. So, I took Epsom when I was sick. I took some Epsom salt. I got it from Family Dollar for a medium sized box. It was like $6, and I put it in my tub with a bath and ran it with and took out all that mucus in my head and my chest and everything. And thank you, Zola. I just realized I've been on for an hour and 25 minutes and didn't even realize. But anyways, the sun's going down, and I was working on this until my hands got this way, so I had put it down. So, but anyways, what is everybody doing this lovely day? And oh, tell me why my son, well, I was on the phone with him, right? Him and all his friends will be here in about like 20 minutes. And these are all his friends that he played sports with over the years. And it's nothing but teenage boys. And I'm like, Lord, help me. In my house, please pray for me, y'all. With all these teenage boys in my house. And there's about like 15 of them. Please pray for me. It's going to be 15 to 20 teenage boys in my house for about like an hour. Oh, Lord. All my snacks is going to be gone. Oh, Lord. And I don't care about them eating anything in my house. But like I said, my yogurt is off limits. And they're going to be here for an hour. Oh, Lord. And none of these boys are nowhere near little. They're all teenage boys. Oh, help me. Teenage boys. And neither one of them was nowhere near little. Oh, Jesus. Help me. Because like, including my son, they're all over 130 pounds. They play, like, my son and his friends all play football together, right? Play football. So, yeah. And these are some big boys. Last time I did that, Lydia, last time I did that, I'm not going to lie. Went to my yard room and hid, right? Came downstairs to get something to eat, to snack on, right? My whole downstairs was a hot mess, and I was mad. My living room and my kitchen, I was mad. I tried. My whole downstairs was a hot mess. I was so mad that I cussed everybody out. Everybody. And like, this will be my son's 5th year playing football, right? And none of these boys are nowhere near little. Like, I'm 5'5", right? I weigh, oh, girl, tell me about it. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, I'm 5'5". I weigh about 200 pounds, okay? These boys is the same exact size as me. Same exact size as me. That's the killer part. They're the same exact, they're nowhere near little. And they all play football. And they're like strong as shit. And I'm looking at my son and his friends. I'm looking at them like, why y'all bigger than me? That's how I'm looking at them like, why are you bigger than me? But it's just like, one thing I can say about these boys, and they're really good kids. Really good kids. Yes. Because, like, they're on their way to my house after football practice. My son and his friends all are coming to my house after football practice tonight. And it is almost 7 o'clock, and they're all coming to my house. I want to say out of 25 kids that play on my son's football team, about 16 of them's coming to my house tonight after practice. After practice, they all come to my house. And I'm like, dude, like, really? Like, which I don't mind them coming to my house. And thank goodness I'm stocked up on snacks. From like popcorn to granola bars to juice to anything that you can think of healthy wise. Like, because I do drink a lot of apple juice. a lot of cranberry juice, granola bars, and stuff like that. I do keep that in the house because of my son playing sports. So no, they don't. They don't know that yet. And I did. That was another reason why I stepped away too, to talk to him, to let him know what was going on and stuff, which he doesn't mind. So no, Ms. Leah, I don't discriminate from no kids coming to my house. I'd rather have them come to my house and be safe than running the street somewhere and I don't know what they're doing. I'd rather have the kids be here at my house and run the streets. I don't care what it is. And I did talk to my husband about it, and he said it was fine. And he feels the same way I do, where he rather have them here than somewhere not knowing where they're at, and they're getting into all types of chaos. And he feels the same way I do. So that's how I feel. Me and my husband both feel that way. We both feel that we both have rather have them here than be outside somewhere running the streets and then not somewhere safe. So just in case if something happens, they're here at my house. I don't care if they're inside the house or on the front porch. I don't care. And I'm friends with all their parents. So if anything goes wrong, I can get a hold of one of their parents. So that's one thing I can say. Like my kid, when people's kids come to my house, they're always welcome. Even though they say I'm a little bit strict, but they're always welcome. So I don't care whose child it is. They're always welcome at my house, regardless of age or whatever. So, and I don't care how many kids it is, and they're all coming to my house after football practice. They're actually walking by what my son and his friend said from football practice. They're all coming from football practice to my house, and they're all walking to my house before they all go home, and their parents is coming to my house to pick them up. Pretty much. I say this: any child is always welcome in my house, regardless of anything. True. It's like me and my husband always felt that, regardless of how we feel towards the parenting styles of some parents, the children's always allowed at the house, regardless of what us, and the parents go through. Because don't get me wrong, me and some of the parents don't always see eye to eye in the parenting styles, but regardless, the children is always allowed at each other's houses. Um, Mayor, yes, I agree, but that wasn't the type of well, I was the point I was getting to. I agree, but okay. Like, as far as marriage situation, like, I do agree to a certain extent. To a certain extent. But at the same time, you gotta also look at these parents as well. Because sometimes it's the parents and not the child. That's the reason why my house is always an open book to children to come and stay. Because sometimes the parents need to be having their heads knocked upside of too. Because sometimes, and I've seen a lot of parents in my lifetime, are not the best at all. The worst parents. I'm not going to lie. I've seen some parents in my life, and I've been on this earth for 30 something years. I don't want to give my true age, but I've been on this earth for 30 something years now. And some parents need to be punched in the forehead, like literally like Donkey Kong. And they wonder why their children are acting the way they are. That's the reason why my house is somewhat an open book. Sometimes that's not always the case, Mayor. Even though that I'm involved in my son's life and multiple kids' life, doesn't mean that he ain't going to turn out and have a different lifestyle. My husband, same thing. My husband's in my son's life too. Doesn't mean that my son ain't going to grow up to be a complete different person. All right, Crystal. See you later. It doesn't always work that way. As the child gets older, they do have thoughts and opinions and everything else of their own. And they going to wind up doing what they want to do as they get older. But in my case, I'd rather have my child and everybody else's child come to my house as a safe place where they're loved. They can come knocking at my door at 2 o'clock in the morning. Even though I will admit, I'd be mad as hell. I'm not going to lie. If somebody's child came knocking at my door at 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning, yes, I would be pissed and mad as hell they came knocking at my damn door o'clock at, knocking at my door at 2 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't mean I'm not going to let them in. And yes, I will cuss the child out, ask them like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all knocking at my damn door at 2 o'clock in the morning? But I would tell them, bring their asses the fuck in here. Like, go over there, here's a pillow and a blanket. I ain't gonna see them in the hell outside either. And we'll deal with this situation in the morning. You get what I'm saying? Even though I'm mad and pissed off, but doesn't mean I'm going to have this child, regardless of age, outside. And I will deal with their parents later. Because the way the world is today is not the same as what I grew up in years ago. And I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I will be pissed. Yes, I'll be mad that somebody's child came knocking at my door at 2:30 o'clock in the morning. But we'll be like, look, bring your behind up in here. Here's a pillow. Here's a blanket. We'll go to sleep. We'll deal with this in the morning after everything calmed down. And I'll talk to your parents later because I'm too tired to deal with it right now at that particular moment because I know when I was growing up things were different from where I grew up in. I'm not gonna lie, but nowadays things are different and parents are different, generations are different. And I know a lot of parents will be mad at me for taking their child in, but I'd rather have the parents be mad at me than have this child, 16, 17, 10, 11 years old, be out on the streets and be cold. No, I'm not doing it. I will deal with that with the consequences later on. But for the time being, I'm not gonna let the child to be outside in the cold, heat, or whatever. Bring your behind ass out. Here's a pillow. Here's a blanket. Like, if you're hungry, my refrigerator's open. I don't care. Like, get whatever you want. I would deal with this situation in the morning once you get some sleep and I get some sleep. And I'll deal with your parents in the morning. That's how I always felt. Because the way I was raised by my grandparents, and I still believe in the ways that my grandparents raised me. So, and I'll call it as that. I refuse to leave any child, or any child at that fact, to be outside. I don't care if it's 30 degrees outside and they show up at my house at 4 o'clock in the morning knowing dang on well I don't get up until 5 for work. Yes, I will admit that I will be mad. Yes, I will be mad as hell that I got up at that damn time. I will admit that. But you're not going to be outside. I'm not. You're not. I will deal with you once I come home from work. Like, I'll deal with this when I come home from work. Or I might call off. Either one, but I'm going to deal with it when I come home from work, or I might call off. I don't know which one of the two that I might do. But all depends on how bad the circumstances is. And I do that for any child. I don't care who the parents are. And in my life, I had people's kids come to my house in my life and stay with me for a few days because their parents kicked them out. And yes, I will admit that the parents showed up to my house trying to fight me, where the cops was involved. But those issues was resolved to the point where these children stayed with me until they was 18. And they're very successful. They in college or going to a trade school. They're very successful. So I did my part. I did my good deed. But anyways, oh crap, my knee crack just locked up on me. But anyways, I am going to go ahead and post a link for anybody want to come up for the next couple of minutes. For I want to say the last 10 minutes before I leave in my chat, and I want to say that if I did not recognize you, you are not coming up if I don't know who you are. If I don't know who you are not coming up. But if I know who you are, please show your face. That's all I ask. Just to chit chat and stuff like that. Because I think I got my Don King going on right now. Just for the next like 10 to 15 minutes before I go ahead and get off. Because I realize I've been on for almost 2 hours. I got my Don King looking going on because I didn't get my hair cut yet. I was supposed to get my hair cut months ago, but I didn't get my hair cut, so this is why I'm looking like Don King right now. And I'm mad that I didn't get my hair cut when I wanted to. Oh Lord, they all showing up right now. Well, I actually like my top. It's just the size that I want cut. I want to keep my top, but get rid of the size a little bit. And I'm like, Lord. Thank you, Zola. That the way I normally use for my hair is like I put so like I normally wash my hair like once a week, and I put like hair grease and oils in my hair to keep it like moisturized, and I gotta wash it again. It's worse during the summertime because of the simple fact that I literally have to wash my hair like twice a week. I will have to wash my hair like Friday night, and then I will have to wash it Tuesday. And it's like, oh my God. And I can't stand washing my hair. And I can't wait until I get it cut again because I was supposed to get it cut like 2 months ago, but I really haven't made it time to go down to get it cut. So I dyed my hair red once, but I never dyed it pink or purple. I did it once red, and over the years it just like grew out. But I actually like it, like my hair short because it's still in fact it's easier for me to like maintain, and I can just get up, comb it, and call it a day. That's another reason why I like it. Girl, so do I. You just can't see it right now. I have a lot of gray hairs too. You just can't see it. You just can't see all the gray hair. For my age, I do got a lot of gray hair. It's just the way the camera's angled. So, all my hair is. Cause I now got a lot of gray hair up in the front. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I got a lot of gray like all up in here. No, my son's only 13. He just turned 13. I can't wait until he drives so that he can drive me around. Because he's back and forth to games or practices and stuff like that. Oh no. I can't wait till he start driving. Ooh. Sorry. Well, my cats is outside and that's what I was looking at. But everybody, no, I didn't, Mater. Which live stream are you talking about? I didn't see any live stream from. Oh no, I did not watch your live stream last night. I went to sleep around 7 o'clock last night. That's the reason why. I was out by 7 o'clock last night. I was out. That's the reason why I didn't come to your live last night. But everybody, I am going to go ahead and end shortly in like the next 30 seconds.
Bro, it's running after you like this. Really strange. There's a bunch of random people just witnessing us running up the hill with it, bro.
I thought that was my child. Now we're going to go ahead and end in a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Ew. Cool. But everybody, I want to go ahead and say I'm going to go ahead and end because I've been on for almost 2 hours. So I want to say peace, love, and happiness to everybody that's here. And thanks for everyone for coming over here. And thank you for the chat. I'll give you updates on my son's blanket that I'm making. So I love y'all all. And thanks everyone for coming past. Peace, love, and happiness, y'all.